So the vice president, in the company of the country's FA president in Andrew Kamanga, as well as the Minister of Sports, all enjoying the beautiful game here at the Woodlands Stadium. Still scoreless. It's family time here at the Woodlands Stadium, as the faithfuls of the Tanzania women's national team also have turned out to cheer on their lasses. They too know very too well that the Twiga Stars have got some history to make, and as far as qualifying for the Olympics is concerned, this game seen also as a point of preparation for the Twiga Stars, and as far as qualifying for the Olympics. But those fans have their team already on the list of the teams that were entertain the world at the World Cup. The picture Elena Kapembwa of Napsa Stars. The Woodlands Stadium filled to the rafters here, and the fans had to find some very extraordinary space for them to be able to catch a glimpse of the Copper Queens in this send-off match. So what do you expect to see as far as the second half is concerned, Shansa?
Well, with the changes made, I think a little bit of reinforcement, perhaps we've seen one change in defense, one in the midfield, as well as one in the striking force. But it's really a question of whether or not the big names would turn up. We haven't seen much of Grace Chanda. For me, that's where the source of concern is. She is quite a menace for most defenders, but it seems the Tanzanian side did their homework right. Most of the players have not turned up as expected. They need to turn up. They need to come to life, because a lot of people will be watching, and this will be a result that they'll quite use as a pedigree to judge the Copper Queens, especially with the international friendly games coming up. Tanzania are a good side on the rise, but the Copper Queens need to do more than they are doing at the end of the day. So perhaps maybe they have a little bit of a difference in terms of approach, and maybe the energy that they will apply to the game, but they really need to turn up for the fans that have turned out to support them.
Well, one of the concerns that was very conspicuous in the first half was the fact that the Lasses were being wasteful in front of goal. Kachongo failed to go past the marker. Kachongo crossed into the penalty area, but there's less Copper Queens presence. Band down the ball now. Sweeps in across into the penalty area, but it's gone out for a goal kick to Tanzania. That will be the point of worry for Coach Mwape. The fact that his Lasses are failing to make it count when it matters the most. They have managed to create an awful lot of chances, but they just can't seem to bury those chances. Tanzania now venturing forwards, trying to show some character in the second half. Tanzania, who were on the receiving end in the first half. Nali was dormant. Nothing to do for the goalkeeper. No threats came her way in the context of Tanzania attacking her goal mouth. Long stretching ball. This looks promising for Banda. Brought down. Free kick from the edge of the penalty area. This should warrant a booking, I think.
And there was the tussle between JTK Queen star Kuntuzi and Barbara Banda. And you can see her lamenting there, but a bit of leniency from the referee, Messi Kaira, perhaps. A set piece is the best they could be given, and that looks like a promising position there. And we can see Rachel Kundananji's hands at par with the ball rather. And she's slowly tilting away, her and Barbara Banda in talks. Maybe we will see that mesmerizing free kick taken, beauty that we've seen in the past that they've really given us. And we have it there. It's Kundananji to step up.
Kundananji steps up to take this one. She goes for goal. It's supposed to keep the ball a bit lower. You can tell that the intention was to go for the
Kundananji stepping up there, tilted towards the right direction, but perhaps it was rather very high. Even Macau jumped, but it was to her safety and comfort zone. Kundananji there. Maybe one of the real questions is whether or not Bruce is yet to find a set piece taker. We have seen a number of players tape up in recent times, but it seems he does not have a faithful right there. Maybe these are some of the games that would be an eye-opener for him to see who is quite resilient, a bit sharp and very tactical, because that requires you to be a bit mathematical and an ardent science articulator if you are to score from such positions.
Banda Susan on the ball. She has the skill, Susan. Banda finds the skip of the side. Banda still on the ball. Barbara got some company in Katunzi. Katunzi, beg your pardon. Gives away a throw in. Banda with Katunzi still keeping her company, and in the process gives away a throw in to Tanzania. Banda very instrumental. She was not part of the action that saw Bruce Mwape's Lasses impressed at the Nations Cup. So many concerns were raised around that development, and many thought that Zambia would fail to impress, but Chanda and team rose to the occasion to make it happen for the Copper Queens. It was because of that impressive Nations Cup performance by the Copper Queens that the Lasses of this soccer mad country qualified to the World Cup. Came close to bagging the Nations Cup, the Copper Queens, but football life happened and they found themselves with only the World Cup qualification as their only reward for their hard work at the Nations Cup. So very quick pass from Katongo. She's on the ball. Katongo almost lost sight, and that ball stolen away from her. And now Tanzania trying to conjure up something in the midfield. Banda dispossesses, finds Chanda, who goes for goal, but the execution not speaking to the conception of that effort. Chanda and the rest of the front line of the Copper Queens quite wasteful so far.
Taking matters into her own hands. Brian, from the football that we've watched, rather, you only shoot from that side if you do not have options, but she had a lot of players inlay, Barbara Banda, Kundananji, all those were waiting as support.
Desperate moments coming to the fore, and Tembo knew very too well that giving away a throw into the opponents was the only wise option on that occasion. Take a bench, Ochumba, Chitundu as well, characterizing the take a bench. We expect those two Lasses to come to the fore, and as far as this game is concerned. Kundananji venturing forward. Still Kundananji going. Banda's calling for the ball. She was going for the goal mouth. Still Zambia in possession now. Pelemu brought down. Nothing given. Throw into the host nation here. Katongo. Free kick to the Copper Queens. Still lacking the cutting edge, the Copper Queens.
And you could see that clumsy challenge on Belemu. one would think it wasn't really necessarily from Amina Bilal, who is the captain of the side. A bit of some pain inflicted, but perhaps they've encountered even worse. Maybe she just needs a little bit of summer up, and she will be back on her feet. Not quite a strenuous challenge for Belemu there. Maybe some of them would be tired by now. Jaded into the country not too long ago from her base, where she plies the trade as one of the foreign best players in this Copper Queen side.
That's a durable young lady there. Surely, who knows, one day she may just be one of the football stars on the television broadcast, so to speak. Family time for the fans in the nation's capital. Zambia wins a free kick now. Looks like Amina Bilali will go into the referee's book. Set piece. Belemu is interested, and so is Grace Chanda. Looks like it's going to be Grace to whip in one to the penalty area. Ooh, there was some miscommunication in the defense department of Tanzania. Kudananji trying to press and win back possession, but Tanzania do a very good job in the defense department as they venture forward now with Opa Clement brought down by the skip of the side in Banda. As we hit the hour mark, still scoreless here, Zambia versus Tanzania. Instead of World Cup send-off match for the Copper Queens. Tanzania not sending the Copper Queens in some confirmation of the yellow card by Amina Ali Bilali. I was about to say that Tanzania not wanting to make the Copper Queens think that life is easy. They will have to bring in their A game if they are to emerge victorious here. The Copper Queens. Long stretchy ball into the midfield. Throw into the Copper Queens. Are you impressed so far with what you've seen?
The beauty about the second stanza of this particular picture is that the Twiga Stars have turned up, not given the Copper Queens the much needed space that they would require in order to play their game. The Twiga Stars have simply closed up all the options they would have. Even Barbara Banda can seemingly have the share of the ball that she enjoys in the first half, which is quite good.
Chan down the ball now, trying to win possession, but she has given it up. Throw into Tanzania. An hour played. No goal still here at the Woodland Stadium. Free kick, that was quite a nasty challenge. And, Nali been booked, Diana Nali.
And there was another challenge there, orchestrated at Comfort Selemani, who is one of the players that has been brought in by Bruce Morphy. And you could see quite not a fair challenge there for the magnitude that this game is. And the Copper Queens do win themselves another free kick in quite a critical position. And to step up is Belemu.
Belemu to check the set piece for the Copper Queens. They've had several, none of them has finished into a goal rather. That one was a searching ball for skip of the sides. Corner kick to the Copper Queens. They've had an awful lot of set pieces, but nothing to talk about as far as this score sheet is concerned. Shot on by Grace at Kunananji. Effort and goal, but it's going to go out for... No, it's going to be kept in. As a matter of fact, Belemu with Swan into the penalty area. Chanda was unable to reach that one, as well as Kunananji. doing everything right, the Copper Queens, except getting it in the right space in terms of putting the ball in the back of the net. What could be the problem, you think?
Cohesion from the defense to the midfield. I think apart from Suzanne Iverin Katongo, the ZISD midfielder, there's need for them to have quite, someone that has a mind for the game and someone with the brains of putting in those beautiful passes. I think that's what they lack. They have the strikers, but all that they need is to find the soul, which is the midfield. Once they get into the thick of things in the midfield, then you will see that there'll be relevance for Kundananji, relevance for Grace, and relevance for striker Barbara Banda as well. So once the midfield is coordinated, then you will see the difference.
Free kick on Kundananji. Katongo takes it quickly. Free kick to Tanzania. The skip of the side was caught that moment. Coach Bruce Mape has picked a very strong side this afternoon here. He's put all his best players in this fixture. It's hard to understand why it's scoreless. The melodies have been hitting the four corners of the Woodlands Stadium here. Pastor Campbell with the fans doing it.
And Barbara Banda with the foul that she committed earlier. In her efforts to try and scramble for the ball, she was the one to foul Bahera, and hence them winning not free kick. But now you can see a little bit of some instructions from the technical bench there.
He's gotten himself some huge chapter in the success of women's football in the country. Coach Bruce Mape, former coach of Changa Rangers. And talking about Changa Rangers, they had a very bad season in the Super League. Fired and rehired Robert Tembo as their coach, with an effort of trying to salvage what has been a very disappointing season for Changa Rangers. They brought back Coach Robert Tembo, who before that reuniting of between him and Changa Rangers was a coach for Bats FC, who have been relegated from the National Division League. Throw in, taken quickly by Belemu. Banda on the ball now. Belemu, we've seen across the penalty area. This should be one. No, it's not, because Banda was unable to keep the ball down. As a matter of fact, the flag remained down, but Banda surely should have made it count on that occasion. Does Tanzania make a change?
And it will be Esther Mabanza coming in for the keeper of the side, who is Amina Bilali, the central defender from Young Princesses of Tanzania, who are the sister or the other version of Younger, so to say. Bila has had quite a good turn this particular afternoon. One of the longest standing players in this particular squad, and now she does exchange positions, and the armband has to be cut to Fatuma Isa. She does replace the captain, and the armband does cross benches now.
Tembo gave away that possession. Banda will take no nonsense in that occasion and brings down the Tanzania last in that occasion. Oh, some dangerous play there by Banda on Tunisia Ninja. Set piece to be taken by Bahira. It's going to be a long effort. Hit with some tremendous ferocity. Nothing to worry, hands on Ali. Belemo on the ball. Still scoreless. There's a Couple Queens World Cup send-off match. Belemo will be very key in putting the ball in behind the defense. Banda on the ball. Good ball. This could be the moment. No, it's not. There was a slight nudge, but the referee says nothing wrong with that challenge. Slight nudge on Katongo.
And look at that, trying to twist and turn there. Caught not being ever in Katongo, but the defenders can, slowly walk away with that particular one. And a sigh of relief it is on Macau, as she has been the goalkeeper that's been most tested this afternoon.
The former Costa Reunion Premier League side coach at the helm of the Tanzania women's team now. Cross comes in. Oh! Talk about class! Talk about class! Talk about excellence! Salimani comfort! Oh, talk about genius subs by the coach! Talk about happiness for the vice president! Finally, it had to come. How did she do that? Excellent stuff. They have been waiting for this moment, and finally it's here. Kafo Salimani gives Woodlands Stadium what Woodlands Stadium was lacking. Excellent. Excellent stuff.
Now Comfort Salimani stepping up there. A beautiful, beautiful build-up play from her, Margaret Belemo. And she hits the back of the net with her right foot, sending Zambia 1-0 up in this particular encounter. But what a beautiful, beautiful act of precision from Salimani. Look at that, defying all odds, trickling past defenders. And there's nothing that Macau could have done. And if she had
Salimani on the ball once again. Now wins a corner kick for the host nation. Salimani scoring Zambia's only goal here. She noticed how Macau had left some space, the near corner, near post, and she took advantage and found the back of the net. Salimani, excellent, excellent effort. Moment of both individual brilliance and a moment of genius from the prolific forward, Salimani. Could have been more. Salimani on the ball now, finds Chanda. Banda is wrestling to the penalty area, but she once again fails to make the right contact with the ball. Oh, Banda has been knocking, the door yet to open. There are times in football when your great stars won't score. It's those who are little known that make it count. Salimani making it count. Katongo on the ball. Nali. Katongo. Katongo. Tembo. Katongo. Kundananji. Fails to make the most of that momentum, wins the corner in the process. And Gordon's Stadium applauds. Chanda. Kundananji. Tembo not taking any nonsense on that occasion and gives away a throw into the visitors here. Throw in to be taken by Mabanza. Tembo gives away another throw into Tanzania here, who trails Zambia by a goal to nil. High efficiency is second to none, Tembo. As a fullback, she always makes it count. Behind Belemu was such a tremendous typical modern fullbacks who don't sit back. Katongo rather. This is Belemu. Beats a marker. Salman is calling for the ball. Banda finds Chanda. Looking for 1-2 with the skip of the side, but that ball was rather heavy, the pass. Belemu. Chanda is calling for the ball. Throw into the Copper Queens here. Chanda beats a marker away from one, whips one into the penalty area. Kundananji was lurking on the other side. Banda finds Tembo. Back to Banda. Excellent play. Katongo. Suleimani, the goal scorer, on the ball now. Belemu is overlapping Chanda. She checks things personal, go into the penalty area, but she's well policed. Belemu whipping across, looking for the skip of the side, but the interaction is denied. The interaction between Banda and the ball is denied by some excellent invested play from the visitors here. We're gathering that Zambia about to make a change. Katongo. Still Katongo. Still Katongo. Belemu. This is Tembo. Finds Banda Susan. Good 10. Finds Banda Barbara. Kundananji is venturing forward. Banda looking for company. Tembo comes through. Finds the Katongo. Good pass. Long range effort. Good play from the Copper Queens, but Chanda unable to execute that ball as she did intend.
And now we have the fourth, or before that, Grace Chanda with a beautiful effort for the Copper Queens, and it seems there was something wrong with the 14. And now changes to be made. Have Oshumba Oseke coming in for Rachel Kundananji. Wow, Mulenga Mary just coming in for Margaret Belemu. Those are the changes. As witnessed, and let's see, perhaps we are in for another thrilling station. The substitutions do amount to 5 altogether for the Cobra as opposed to 1 for the Twiga Stars of Tanzania.
Ochumba does bring some praises in as far as the front line is concerned for the Copper Queens. But the Nanji rested this time around to allow for Ochumba, who really did account for herself very, very well at the Nations Cup. That's a good play from Tanzania now, but the last in Clement Opa failing to find the ball. The 22-year-old forward. Tembo was at a good game, Tembo. So Belemo out. Is the player down, is it? The referee is asking for the goal kick to be retaken. Yes, sir! 50-year-old knows very too well that 53-year-old, beg your pardon, knows very too well that his losses need to up their game. So careful, Zambia may score more goals and humiliate the Twiga Stars of Tanzania. "12 minutes before the end of this encounter here. Ochumba on the ball. First touch of the game. Few step overs. Throw into the Copper Queens here. Molenga Mary finds Sulemani. Molenga with another effort to pin across, but it goes out for a corner kick to the home side. Chanda to take the third place for the Copper Queens. Ochumba, Banda, as well as Susan Banda also in there. Grace Chanda to take this corner. Ochumba was hoping to have or make contact with the ball, but she doesn't. Sulemani. Mapepa. There's the corner. In fact, gives away with a flag had gone up, apparently. Right, this off three. Tanzania now make a change. In comes Happy Hezron for Valeus Nicolas. What do you make of what these visitors are trying to make here?
Well, perhaps they know they can't chase for goals. Maybe trying to reinforce a striker for a striker is what they've made. But seemingly the coach is quite comfortable because of the 9 substitutions that he's had. He's only made 2 and is quite comfortable. And Happy Hezron does come on in. Let's see if she could perhaps be the difference that Tanzania have been hoping and praying for.
9 minutes to go before Zambia leave the home soil to go and search for good results at the World Cup in July. Hoping to end on a high. Leave the motherland on a high. Ochumba on the ball now. The referee saw something wrong with the manner in which Ochumba held on to possession on that occasion, and she has been found wanting. Ochumba, always suitable for the lone striker role. Ochumba loves to hold on to the ball when she's alone, so when you are perhaps applying some defensive play, Ochumba comes in handy in that regard. You have those long balls, reach high, and she hold on to the ball and wait for the rest of the forwards to join her. But also she's got this tremendous aerial position and presence. Ochumba. Still Zambia leading Tanzania by a goal to nil. So Kundananji has been rested. It means that she won't score a goal. You may want to know that she hasn't scored a goal in the last 12 bans on home soil. Kundananji together with Banda, who is still on the pitch. She does stand a chance to change that narrative, Banda.
Ryan, you make 12 months sound like it is minimal time. Just say a year and most people will understand.
Free kick to Zambia, because Banda was brought down with 8 minutes to go before the end of this particular encounter.
And another scramble there. Happy has drawn, making an impact, and that was a foul on the keeper of the side, Barbara Banda, resulting into that set piece again.
From the training manual, Ochumba! That looked like an infringement, but the referee says nothing wrong. There's a player down for Tanzania. Katongo finds Chanda. Banda back to Chanda. The player down. The referee will now ask that the plays pause here. Chumba was looking very, very determined to check in the back of the net on that occasion.
Barbara Banda stepping up. The target was Oseke. A little bit of diversion there between the goalkeeper Macau and Bahera, since resulting into that infringement. That tumble, that tussle between the three, Oseke, Bahera and Macau, resulting into Bahera going on her feet. Perhaps the medics have a lasting solution to that particular collision. Seemingly doesn't look that bad. The tactics in football. And we will see another change here, Brian. Perhaps Nali, it's time for her to rest. The goalkeeper will be coming in to replace, maybe just as a way of winding down time here at the Woodland Stadium.
Fans have turned out in large numbers to beat their national team farewell as they take on the world in July. Woodland Stadium filled to the brim here. Fans from all walks of life gathered here to give the Copper Queens a befitting send-off. There comes a change. Leticia Lungu coming in for Hazel Nali. Nali hasn't been tested so far in the game. Remember that the lasses who have been named in this Copper Queens are still determined and still have some work to do in terms of impressing coach Bruce Mwape and attracting his nod in terms of the final squad that he's going to pick for the July National World Cup. Miscommunication on that occasion. Its effort by Banda was all met by Banda, but failing to make it count. Banda.
Susan Banda there. Target Oseke or Banda, and it was Banda that hinged up and hence squandering that opportunity. You could see the dismay in Ochumba Oseke. Perhaps it could have counted for a second. Alas, it remains 1-0.
Ochumba looking for Banda. Ochumba again on the ball. Siska Tongo. Katongo. Tembo with that header. Chanda finds Tembo. Coach Sheme is incensed on the touchline because his losses apparently are not impressing him. 2 minutes to go before the end of time here. Goalkeeper comes out, makes a mistake. Ochumba fails to bring that ball under her spell. Tanzania now in possession. Katongo wins possession, finds Tembo, who finds Chanda. Tembo, Chanda, big part, whips in across. Oh, mistake by the young lady in Diana Nali, almost costing the visitors. Chanda whipping in that cross.
Look at the precision in that particular goal kick, but a bit of misplaced priorities in terms of placements for the Copper Queens. Oseke was quite far. Barbara Banda was lingering on the other side, and Tanzania have done what they've done best from the start of this game, and that is defense. They have had that from the onset, and it seemingly has worked for them, not giving the Copper Queens the space to strike on time. And by a lead margin, they lead this particular afternoon, as we only have 2 minutes to go before the end of this encounter, and signing in for extra time.
Tanzania haven't scored a goal in 2023. Neither have they scored a goal here, and they're trailing Zambia by a goal to nil. They will need to work on their scoring prowess. Tanzania, who have got some very tough Olympic qualifier fixtures up against Congo. Two-legged qualifier will be one that's going to be very important for the Twiga Stars to brighten their hopes of qualifying for the first time to the Olympics. Katongo runs out of space and gives away corner kick to the visitors here. Lungu Leticia hasn't been tested so far in the game. Corner kick to Tanzania. It's a good one. But to take Banda to come and defend here. We shall play 3 minutes of added time here. Zambia at the verge of recording that all-important victory in terms of this send-off match. We're gathering that Zambia are yet to make a change as well.
And the change is about to be made. Judith Soko is about to come in with the remaining minutes to go, and she will replace Agnes Msesa, the Green Buffaloes defender. Will have to be rested. She has plied herself very well here, but let's see what Judith Soko with her youthful legs is able to do for the Copper Queens. Perhaps you would call it as a time stealer for the Copper Queens.
Good play from Tanzania. Katongo dispossesses and wins the ball, and now is on the ball. Katongo, the prolific midfielder, finds Ochumba, who holds on to the ball but has got some company to deal with. Katongo, Ochumba on the ball now, and will manage to keep the ball in. Ochumba. Ochumba finds Katongo. Ochumba brought down. Ochumba, set piece, free kick to Tanzania apparently. There comes the change.
And that will be for the Copper Queens. And Tanzania at large, so Martha Tembo and not Agnes Msesa does come off, and Judith Soko does come on in, and for Tanzania, their number 10, Ali does come on in for Amina, not Amina rather, but Ali does come on in for Hasnat Ubaba, and the other substitution does entail their number 7 making way for the number 22. Kapinga does come on in, and she does replace Opa Clement. And those are the substitutions made.
Seconds before the end of this game, Chumba was trying to get the better part of her company, but she wasn't able to execute that intention very well. Seconds before the end of this game. Now comes the final whistle. Your impression quickly, Sansa.
Well, it has been a beautiful game, lived up to every inch and expectations. The Copper Queens, with a send-off fixture, do emerge triumphant this particular afternoon. At packed to the brim, Woodland Stadium has witnessed the Copper Queens go away